So the very first part is like I clicked on email administration and organization-wide addresses. So these are basically the addresses, organization-wise email address associates a single email address to a user profile. Each user in the profile can set email using this address. Users will share the same display name and email addresses. Generally, you see what happens is like in organizations, someone on behalf of CEO and all shares the emails, right? And reply back is there. So if you want, if say for example you are working as a system administrator at a client location, and you don't want, and you have got a system administrator user credential in that production org, and you want to like you are working on some resolutions to the customer queries. So in that case, you don't want the email to be sent by your address like Santosh K or like that. You want actually a proper professional system administrator constant email addresses. Say for example Santosh, Abhinay, both are working in as a system administrator in the same organization for a same client. If Santosh is off today and Abhinay is working on his activity, so he should not be actually sending mail from his email box. Even though he will send a mail from his email box, but to the customer it will sound like the common email address as a system admin. Okay, so organization wise email address you have to create, and you have to assign that with alright service team. Now I will just give the email address is probably mine. So you will always actually, while sending those emails from the system, you will either use that from address. So if you want to allow that email address to be used by every user, every active user in this org, you do it. If you want to give a specific profiles that access, then you give it here. Administrator section. So basically, if always the security model consists of four key things. First of all is org-wide settings. Second is sharing settings. Third is profile level access control, and fourth is field level access control. This is very important topic in terms of an interview and even when you work in the organization. I'll just give you the actually scenario or background. Say for example you have got lot many accounts like say for example Santosh and Abhinay are working in the same organization, but Santosh is a system administrator whereas Abhinay is just a sales user for a particular sales area only. So ideally, as per their organization's business rule, Abhinay should only access his own records and not all. Okay, and whereas Santosh should access all the records. So like probably the scenario will be, being a system administrator, Santosh is a kind of powerful user. He should be able to access even Abhinay's records. But it will be a huge security breach if you see Abhinay is accessing all the other records. Because what happens is generally Abhinay being one sales user, there might be another sales user called Deepak. Probably he is working for another geography. Okay, or in the same geography he is working on his own opportunities. Okay, so if Abhinay is getting to see the other records which are confidential records or the monetary informations about Deepak's opportunities, it will not be a good when it comes to access. Abhinay should not be able to edit it, Deepak's record and all, because what will happen, Abhinay working for one region, Deepak working for another region. If Deepak is working for 2 lakhs, 2 lakhs rupees opportunity, Abhinay will go and probably, if given the edit access, he may misuse his access and he may reduce account, he may delete the record or something like that. So those things actually the parallelly Even though Abhinay and Deepak worked at the same level, they should be given access on their exclusive access of their own records. Okay, so they will be at the peer level. But seeing a system administrator, being a system administrator of whole organization, he should have access. Santosh should have access to all the records in the organization. So basically these are the security breaches and all. Their teams work like service teams and sales teams work together. Sales VPs have access to different figures or the different confidential object which their actually subordinates should not access and all that. So that way, when you want to build a security model, I mean like to actually accomplish all these requirements, you have to consider the different scenarios of the organization, and you can accomplish that design. I mean like addressing such security breaches and all. You you do it with the combination of these four main things: org-wise settings, sharing settings, profile level, and field level. Org-wise meaning any access to set this its sharing level at the org level, that to all the users at the organization level. So in that org, you actually set the account in such a way that it sets it for all the users, even coming in future, and all the current users in the system. Apart from once you and you restrict it here, basically you restrict the object level access. Org level access for particular object. Okay, then if you want to say, for example, I don't want accounts to be shared. Say for example, I'm working as we continue with the same example, that Abhinay is probably working for say New York region. Okay, say San Francisco region, and Deepak is working for New York region. So what will happen is, accounts those are created and they have the address of San Francisco or California. What they will have is probably the owner will be Abhinay. He will be managing all the data. But if it is the account belonging to the region of New York, Deepak will be the owner of those records. Okay, so ideally you want only those, I mean the records which are created or owned by Abhinay should only be seen by Abhinay, not anyone else in the system. Anyone. System administrator Santosh is an exception, as I'm telling you again and again. Okay, because Santosh is the system administrator of whole system. He has the highest level of access to the system. He should be able to do any rectification to the system, any. Okay, so he has the technically all the schema level access as well, and the data level access as well. He has the full permissions by default. Okay, you can't control him, his access, or you can't actually get him under privileged access or something like that. There has to be one system administrator. But now if say for example accounts, if you want only two accounts to be shared, this New York region, sorry, this California complete region's accounts are owned by Abhinay, but out of them, whosoever is belonging to San Francisco from California should only be seen by both Abhinay as well as Deepak. Even though Deepak working for New York region, but there are certain accounts from California region whose actually address is given from the San Francisco region should be seen by Deepak as well. So meaning what is happening here is one account from California region and San Francisco region, so it will be shared between both. Okay, Abhinay and Deepak. So what will happen is, first of all, we will give private access of account. I will show you this all in system as well. Let me define all the scenarios, and then we will see how you accomplish that in the actual org. In sharing settings, what you will do, you will write one sharing rule whose condition will be something to identify, like if it's address or certain pin code, probably postcode, right? Certain postcode for certain postcode of a San Francisco region, or whatever you select city as San Francisco, where city is SFO, then allow to be shared with Deepak. So basically what we are doing here, we have privatized restricted the org level setting in first, okay. The second sharing setting is actually widening that access. First restriction is applied, now it is widening access only to certain users based on certain business level conditions or given the business logic. Then profile level access is the simple one. Like whenever you define one profile as system administrator, suppose you all are working for Sun Pharma at different levels. Santosh is administrator. There is another user Uday who is also system administrator. So both will share the same profile, given that they both are the system administrator. But Abhinay and Deepak are actually their sales users, so working for different regions, so they will share the different level of profile. Okay, so at the profile level, what objects are given access and all that, that is profile level access. Apart from that, profile level access is given to for the object. Okay, sorry, CRUD, create, read, CRUD, right? CRUD operations, meaning what is that? Create, read, update and delete. Okay, create, read, update and delete are the CRUD operations. So on any object, one of these access or all these access are to be controlled at the profile level. Say for example on account, I want Deepak to be Deepak's profile to be given access at the CRUD level permission, all the permissions. He should be able to create account, read account, update and delete account. Okay, but probably Jyoti, Deepak and Abhinay, the given example is they are working on the same profile, right? Not shares, it will confuse, has same profile. Sales user, okay. Deepak working for California region, Abhinay for NY, and for SFO city, both Deepak and Abhinay should access accounts. Okay, then Santosh, sysadmin, okay, and Jyoti, suppose sales VP. All right. So basically now Jyoti being a sales VP of PST, suppose Pacific region. I think 4 states are covered, right? In Pacific, I think CA, Arizona, AZ, I think Newark, right? Newark, not sure about it. Anyways, we consider these both regions, okay? So Jyoti is sales VP and Abhinay reports to Jyoti. Yeah, these are certain situations, okay? We'll explain whole security model based on these certain conditions, okay? Jyoti sales VP and profile is sales VP only, okay? So now we will first go to here we were at the profile level access, CRUD level access, okay? So what I said is like Deepak and Abhinay should be given a create access as well to on account object, okay? We are now considering account object. account object, what will happen? Account object security modeling is happening now. On account object, obviously Abhinay will be given access to create accounts, and the same way Deepak will also be able to access able to create the account. Okay, apart from that, Jyoti will just be able to read it. Okay, read accounts. No, she will also be able to CRUD create accounts as well, but she will be read all. She will create accounts, but apart from her creation, organizations, all the accounts she should be able to see. CRUD and view all. Okay, organizations, all the accounts data she should be able to see. Okay, and then apart from that, like even though it says like probably account, say account has 50 fields. Okay, so Jyoti being a sales VP, she needs to see those figures of numbers, right? Those figures meaning the numbers, probably the revenue calculations and all that. But probably being one user we may need Aruna. She will be low profile user. Aruna is low profile user. She is what? Probably admin user, not admin actually. She is HR in company. Okay. Not HR, employee in company. She is just another employee in a company. Let's not define her role now. She is just a normal user. Okay, normal user. So ideally she should not see any figures, right? So what will happen is Abhinay will see figures of all the California related accounts. Deepak will see all the about New York accounts. Santosh will see every data. Jyoti will see the account payment related, or I mean like revenue related information of all. I mean like she will be able to create the account for California, but she will be able to read all the accounts. Okay. Then CRUD meaning create, read, update, delete, all the operations she will be able to perform on only California and Arizona related accounts, and the other all accounts, view all, she will be only able to see that and not able to edit, delete anything. Okay. Abhinay reports to Jyoti. So obviously Abhinay will actually be able to only, as Jyoti will be able to access California plus Arizona. But as Abhinay is reporting to Jyoti, so Jyoti will be able to see all her California and Arizona things, plus Abhinay's data also she will be able to fully access. Whatever access Abhinay is having on his records, Jyoti will also have the same access on Abhinay's records, because Abhinay is ultimately reporting to Jyoti. Jyoti is his boss. Aruna being a normal user, she should not see any figures. Okay, so what will happen is her profile, I mean even though she should view all the records in the organization probably, but or California region or whatever, but she will not see the, even though one account she is able to see, but all the 50 fields suppose that account has, which has Abhinay has access to. Okay, and Aruna is also able to access that account. What will happen? Still, Abhinay should be able to see all the 50 fields, but there are 10 fields which are finance related, which should be kept hidden from Aruna. So thus, such fields are handled using field level security. Okay, at a field level you are controlling. At record level is profile level access, on object level record level access, and field level is basically each field security, view only or update or something like that. And there is one more fifth thing is role hierarchy. Role hierarchy, as I told you the example that Jyoti being having access to all the records of her own, like she will have a CRUD permission on her own record, whatever she created, she can edit, modify, delete it. edit and delete it and create new one. But whatever she created, only she will be able to update and delete those. Others records she will only be able to view. But Abhinay's records, she will still be able to update and delete because Abhinay is reporting to Jyoti. So this is basically the reporting structure is covered by the role hierarchy. The fifth point. Okay.